English with Deck.
Alright, another day begins. Let's get it done. Okay, Deck here from Deck English with another episode of English with Deck. Let's go. Okay, guys, now following on from the last topic of scheduling and the schedule filling up, feeling overwhelmed and then realizing, actually it's not so tricky, it's not so bad. Looking at it from a different perspective really opens your eyes to the reality of the situation, for better or for worse. Now, following on from that, I have also noticed recently my personal screen time has gone through the roof. The amount of time I am spending in front of a screen, well, it can't be helped in this line of work, but the amount of time I'm spending glued to the screen is, well, it's skyrocketed recently. If I teach, let's say, 5 hours a day, that's 5 hours teaching time. So that's 5 hours I am constantly looking at the screen in front of me, plus prep time, plus, let's say, some research time and any other jobs, for example, podcasting, if I do it on my computer on this particular day, and then other tasks I have to do. They all add up. So that 5 hours lesson time, well, it quickly becomes 6, 7, 8, probably 9 or 10 hours in a day with everything combined, looking at a laptop screen consistently. And then on top of that, well, there's my mobile phone, maybe a TV here and there. It adds up insanely quickly. And I am not someone who particularly games. I'm not someone who is particularly obsessed with movies overly, Like, I love movies, don't get me wrong, but I don't watch a TV show or a movie every single night. And I don't play games, really, like computer games, meaning that I don't spend time viewing screens there. But still, it is quite a stark realization that such a large chunk of the day is taken up in front of a screen. Well, it obviously has been proven time and time again. This is not definitely not great for our health, our mental health, our physical health. But, how can we remedy this situation? Well, as I mentioned, in this line of work, it is, unavoidable to varying degrees. However, of course, you can do things like reducing the brightness, maybe sitting at a proper distance, and also taking breaks regularly, just to name a few solutions. Now, on top of that, I just did a really quick search of screen time statistics by country. Now, this is just off a statistical website, and I have fact-checked these facts these statements as much as I could in the short time of looking at them. So if any are incorrect and you are aware of that, please let me know. Don't feel you can't let me know. I would love to find out if I've made an error in my statement of what I'm about to say. And absolutely, let me and all the other listeners know. Thank you in advance. But just to kick it off, giving some really quick facts. As of 2026, the average global daily screen time is approximately 6 hours and 43 minutes. Okay, so 6 hours and 43. Let's round that up. 7 hours a day. Okay, actually, I'm surprised it's not a little more. However, if you take in sleeping time, so assuming the average person sleeps for, let's say, 6 to 7 hours, plus essentially 7 hours of screen time, well, that's 14 hours of your day gone from sleeping and screen time. So that leaves you with approximately 10 hours, give or take, just off that fact. However, now this is the stark reality of this topic. Well, this is the top screen time consumers, the daily average. Well, South Africa is leading the race with 9 hours 24. Wow, okay, to 9.5 hours. Okay, followed by Brazil with 9 hours 13. The Philippines with 8 hours 52. Closely followed by Colombia with 8 hours 43. With the US dropping down to 6 hours 59, let's call it 7 hours. Okay, that's interesting. I did think it would be a bit higher in the US, actually, but okay, that's just off these statistics. Okay, now by region, let's quickly have a look. Now, this says Japan ranks the lowest, with residents only spending about 11% of their day on their phones. Okay, so this is talking about their phones now, which is very interesting. I am surprised it's not more, doesn't mean it isn't more. However, this is talking solely about phones, meaning, of course, there are other factors at play, TVs, tablets, computers, etc., etc. Anyway, the Philippines leads, okay, we're back there, with mobile phone usage, with users spending 53% of their day, over 5 hours. Here we go. Saudi Arabia is leading in gaming, with users averaging 2 hours every day on gaming alone. Okay. And most European countries average around 35% of their waking hours, roughly 6 hours on screens. Okay, so you can see here, there is a consistent trend. And, well, it is unavoidable in this day and age. However, should it be avoided? Well, despite it being unavoidable, it probably should be avoided as much as possible, simply just to reduce the risk of any issues in later life, or even immediately, just regarding maybe eyesight, general physical and mental health, of course. So, next time, myself included, we spend 7 hours staring at screens and then we go to bed, well, maybe we should just, pick up a book instead of just sitting there with our phone or maybe a tablet. Let's try a book next time. Or even better, let's just try to relax and be left alone with our thoughts. That is a scary concept. Nah, I joke. But yes, just a bit of food for thought there. And absolutely, as always, please let myself and everyone else know, how much time do you spend on your phone, on your tablet, in front of a computer? And please let people know where you are commenting from. And then, hey, maybe we can create our own statistics within the Deck English community. But unfortunately, once again, we are out of time, meaning wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep on studying. Bye for now. See you in the next one.